Hello guys, Yasas Paidiá. Today I'm gonna review Star Wars for the Nintendo Gameboy. The game was released in 1992 and what should I say? The force is strong with this one. Star Wars is closely based on the movie Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope, and most of the time it's a side-scrolling jump-and-run platformer. You start in Tatooine as Luke Skywalker and pass through well-known places like the Sandcrawler, Mos Eisley and the Cantina Bar. Tatooine is built like an open world and you cruise with your land speeder to find all locations. After leaving Tatooine, the game turns into a first-person flying game where you need to get through the asteroid field to arrive at the Death Star. The Death Star is built like a maze, and later in the game you will fly also in the X-Wing in the last two stages, where the last one is in top-down view. You will collect different characters during the game like Han Solo, Leia and Obi-Wan Kenobi. The two droids and Obi-Wan are not playable but supporting you to beat the game. Obi-Wan can heal you 5 times, R2-D2 will give you hints, and 3PO is useless as always. The graphics are more or less awesome. The sprites are well sized, the pictures of the characters are good looking, but it seems the designers had something against faces, because in the most scenes there are none. There are also a few mistakes in design, because the blaster bullets, oh dear, look more like a Tic Tac than a bullet. The controls are direct, there's no delay, and the most important thing, A is for jumping and B is for action. The music is genius. Besides the classic Star Wars themes, there are also some remixes which are unbelievable. Some themes seem a bit misplaced because the flying stages have the music from the stage before, and due to that you can hear the Cantina song when you fly through the asteroid field and pray for your life. Oh man, those asteroids! And what's up with this music? Ah, God's sake! But to be fair, the game is not always good. It also has many issues which reduce the fun of the gameplay. There are many blind jumps you have to do, and it happens more than one time that you jump into spikes because you don't know where you land. The character you play is always placed in the middle of the screen, and sometimes this makes it hard to react in time. The Death Star. Well, it lives up to its name. It's not only a maze, it's the maze. You need to jump over pits which are so wide you have to jump from the latest possible spot to come across. You get lost so many times, and from the whole game you spend the most time in this level. You have 3 lives and 9 continues, and to be honest, you need every single continue. The death is waiting behind every corner in every stage. The enemies are placed so cheap sometimes, and your health bar is getting down to 0 faster than the Millennium Falcon goes to lightspeed. Luke has 2 weapons. Okay, 3, but the first one is meaningless. You have the beginner blaster at the start of the game, which is so weak and slow that jumping over the enemy is safer than fighting him. But since you get forced to drive automatically into the first cave where you find the extended blaster at its end, why are they messing around to program a weak blaster which is useless since it gets replaced after 30 seconds of the game? The lightsaber is very strong and kills your enemies with 1 hit, but it has a short range and you need a perfect timing to land your chop on the head of the enemy. Otherwise, you bounce away from him and lose around 1/3 of your health. Han Solo's blaster is the strongest in the game, but you need to use your special characters carefully because you only have 1 life with them. The last stage is hard as hell, and it was so frustrating to get to the end to place the torpedo into the air vent. Every time you die, you need to start from the beginning of the stage without any checkpoints, but it is one of the games which give you a feeling of satisfaction after beating it. So this was Star Wars for the Nintendo Game Boy. The game is very difficult but nice to play. My original plan was to review all 3 classic games, but because of the playtime it would be too long for one video. I hope you enjoyed my review. If you have any questions or wishes, please leave a comment down below. Andio, and may the force be with you, always.